College football's recruiting wars as high school seniors and junior college transfers sign their names to play for the Division I school of their choice.
When signing day comes, I don't care how excited everybody gets, I know the players, I know the parents, and I know the coaches are glad it's over.
Oh yeah, it's always, every year. Yeah, it's always nice to see it culminate.
Coaches all across the country feel the same way about signing day, and almost every one of those coaches will say it was a good day. They got the kinds of players they were looking for.
It was a good year for us. Yeah, we got a good percentage of the kids that we really went after and went after hard. I don't think anybody, all of them.
Even if you do, there's no guarantee the highly heralded player will make it in college. That's why Edwards doesn't put much stock in those Super 100 lists that tell the fans who the best in the country are.
If there's 100 out there that are outstanding, I think there's probably 1,000 that are probably would be in the same category across the country. I remember reading a survey a couple of years ago taken of the so-called 100 top players in the last 5 or 6 years or something, and almost 50% of them never turned out to be major college stars and players.
In fact, adds Edwards, some of the school's best players are not always highly recruited. They're called sleepers.
Chuck Cutler turned out to be one of our best wide receivers, and of course he came as a walk-on.
Alta's Chad Knowles is not a walk-on. The Utah 4A Player of the Year is heading for Provo after a stellar senior season with the Hawks.
I don't know. I really don't. I just decided it'd be a good place to go. Bowl games and stuff like that, pretty much.
Knowles knew for quite some time that he would sign with the Cougars, but it wasn't that simple for Orem's Brian Rowley, who'll move from quarterback to wide receiver at Utah.
It's really tough because, I've grown up all my life, watching BYU play, so, it's kind of hard to tell the why that I wasn't coming, but, I just thought it'd be the best for me.
Well, joining Rowley on the hill will be these local players. Jeff Jex out of Rich High School, big defensive lineman. In all, Utah signed 22 players, 14 of them high school, 8 junior college kids, including a good linebacker named Howard Reeve. Now, BYU, meanwhile, signed along with Knowles, Steve Kafusi's younger brother, a Dixie Junior College transfer, along with wide receiver Brent Nyberg. He's from St. George. And Mike Jenkins, he's out of Chabot Junior College. He's 6'8", 347 pounds. He'll play offensive line. Now, in Logan, the Aggies signed 26 athletes, including the state's 3A Player of the Year. His name's Todd Wilson. The Utah State campus is in Wilson's backyard as he led the Logan High Grizzlies to the state championship from his quarterback position. He's not big, but at 6 foot 170. Few question his quarterbacking ability on the Utah State scoreboard, as it were. We'll look at these local players out of the high school ranks who all signed with Utah State. 26 players in all, 4 junior college kids. Now, for Weber State, Fred Bartley's one of the number of Davis players that signed under Mike Price, including, look down there, second from the bottom, Aaron Price. Yes, he signed his own son. 22 players in all go to Weber State. Now, finally, in football, and talking about signings, Jack Bishop of Southern Utah State signed 20 players today. All but 7 of them are from Utah, and 6 are junior college transfers. Now, at the National Figure Skating Championships in Baltimore.
Well, my son's going to college. For free. For free.
We know that, yeah. Okay.
We'll tell you who went where after this. Don't go away. 10th day. It comes around just once a year, but it's a day that college football coaches bet their careers on. Some lose that bet, but others win.
Well, we're hanging in.
Jim Fossil was in good spirits this afternoon, and why not? The Utes signed 25 football players to national letters of intent. Of those 25, only 4 have Utah ties. Dixie College transfers John Anderson and Howard Reeve, along with Jeff Jex of Rich County and Brian Rowley of Orem High School.
It was a good year for us. Yeah, we got a good percentage of the kids that we really went after and went after hard. I don't think anybody gets all of them. Nobody does. But we got a good percentage. We got a good class of solid kids and good athletes. They're going to come in here and contribute.
BYU signed up 17 players today. Of those 17, 4 come from the junior college ranks. Rich Kafusi and Brent Nyberg both played at Dixie JC. The other 13 are high school players, but only 1 from Utah. Alta High running back Chad Knowles.
Well, it is a very important day for me. I don't know. I expected to go somewhere, but I don't know. I didn't think I'd be going to BYU.
Utah State signed 8 local high school seniors, including Logan High quarterback Todd Wilson, a real feather in the hat of Aggie head coach Chuck Shelton. Joining Wilson next fall will be Jerry Bardsley and Jason Maughan of Mountain Crest, Jed DeVries of Weber High, East High's Alex Moore, Jim Ray of San Juan, Theron Self of Olympus, and Travis Wood, a defensive lineman from Roy High School.
Knowles, the 4A most valuable player from Alta, will take his ball-carrying act to Provo. Knowles led the Hawks to the state title by scoring 3 touchdowns in each of the 3 playoff games. Jason Cooper, a 3-year starting receiver at Bonneville, hopes to be on the long end of some BYU passes.
We think that they're both going to be very fine players for us.
Utah State was able to keep the local heroes in Cache Valley. The Aggies signed Logan quarterback Todd Wilson, the 3A Player of the Year, who completed 54% of his passes for 2,400 yards and 24 touchdowns, and leading Logan to the 3A state title. The Aggies also grabbed 6'6", 245-pound lineman Jason Maughan and 6'1", 220-pound lineman Jerry Bargsley from Mountain Crest. In all, the Aggies signed 11 Utah preps. Jim Fossil came to the Jeff Jecks, maybe the county's first to sign a national letter of intent.
Ever since this year, it's been really exciting, and I guess it's been more of a dream this year than it ever has.
I think Jeff is a real sleeper.
Well, you know, coaches have been out beating the bushes, trying to land the best high school talent in the country. Today was the day for that talent to sign on the dotted line. The University of Utah got a couple of blue-chip linebacking prospects to shore up their defense. One from Dixie, Howard Reen, and Lance Sally from Arizona Western. Meanwhile, down at BYU, the Cougars got some help at wide receiver as they signed Brent Nyberg, who played at Dixie as well. Utah State signed 26 players, 11 of them from Utah, including quarterback Todd Wilson from Logan. Weaver State Wildcats signed the top 3 players from Alaska. Those guys probably think they can come down here to warm up to about 20 below. And down at Southern Utah State, Darren Cheney from Mesquite, Nevada will help out the linebacking core there. Bountiful's Holly Cook is right where she wants.